Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of our NECO 2025 Economics Objective Questions Revision Series. In part 1, we treated questions 1 to 30, and in this video, we will be treating the remaining question 31 to 60 with clear, simple, and exam-focused explanation to help you understand and choose the correct answers confidently. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I strongly advise you to check it out before or after this video. Now, let's continue with the NECO 2025 Economics questions 31 to 60. Question 31. The establishment of assembling industries in Nigeria is to dash. The establishment of assembling industries in Nigeria is to dash. A. Develop indigenous technology. B. Increase the outflow of foreign exchange. C. Protect infant industries. And D. Reduce dumping of goods. E. Reduce revenue generation. The correct answer to the question is option C. To protect infant industries. That is, the establishment of assembling industries in Nigeria is to protect infant industries. So assembling industries, as we all know, allow part of goods to be put together within the country. This helps young and local industries to grow and also to create jobs opportunity for people, which also help in reducing the heavy reliance on imported finished goods, thereby giving local industries time to become strong and competitive. Next question. The principles of a good tax system was postulated by dash. The principle of a good tax system was postulated by dash. A. Adam Smith. B. Alfred Marshall. C. David Ricardo. D. Albert Joseph Davenport. And E. John Stuart Mill. The correct answer is option A. Adam Smith. Adam Smith introduced the basic principles of taxation known as canons of taxation. These include equity, certainty, convenience, and economy, which guide government on how to design a fair and effective tax system. The following are factors that limit the growth of firms except dash. The following are factors that limit the growth of firms except dash. Option A. Fall in the price of commodity. B. High rate tax. C. Inadequate capital. D. Low bank rate. And E. Small market size. The correct answer to this question is option A. Fall in the price of commodity, which means that a fall in the price of a commodity can increase demand and sales, which may help a firm to grow. So the other options, like we have from option B, C, D, and E, only reduce profit. Okay, the other option reduce profit or access to funds and thereby limit firm growth. At a point where marginal cost equals average cost is dash. A. At its lowest point. B. At its maximum point. C. Decreasing. D. Increasing. And E. Negative. The correct answer to this question is option A. At its lowest point. When marginal cost is equal to average cost, the average cost stops falling and start rising. This point is therefore the minimum or the lowest point of the average cost curve. Average utility is the satisfaction a consumer derives from dash. Average utility is the satisfaction a consumer derives from dash. A. All units of a commodity consumed. B. Consuming an extra unit of a commodity. C. Each unit of a commodity consumed. And D. Maximum unit consumed of a commodity consumed. And lastly, minimum unit of a commodity consumed. The correct answer to the question is option A. All units of a commodity consumed. Average utility is the total satisfaction gained from the consuming all units of a commodity divided by total number of units consumed. It is different from marginal utility, which refers to the satisfaction from one extra unit. A rational consumer maximizes utility where dash. A rational consumer maximizes utility where dash. A. Px over Mux. B. Mux over Px. C. Py over Mux equals to Mux over Px. D. Mux over Px equals Muy over Py. And the last option, Dmx over Px equals to Dmy over Py. The correct answer to this question is option D. Mux over Px equals to Muy over Py. A rational consumer gets maximum satisfaction when the utility gained from the last naira spent on each good is the same. This means the marginal utility per price of good X equals that of good Y, so no money is wasted. When the demand for a particular commodity falls as a result of an increase in income of a consumer. When the demand of a particular commodity falls as a result of an increase in income of a consumer, the product involves are dash goods. Options: inferior, B. intermediate, C. luxury, D. normal, and E. public. The correct answer is option A. inferior. Inferior goods are goods for which demand decreases as consumers' income rises. So the higher the income, the less people buy those goods. A rightward shift in demand curve implies that there is an increase in dash. A rightward shift in demand curve implies that there is an increase in dash. Option A. price of other goods. Option B. price of the product. Option C. product of goods. And option D. quantity demanded. Lastly, option E. revenue obtained. The correct answer to this question is option D. quantity demanded. A rightward shift in the demand curve means consumers want to buy more of the product at every price. This indicates an increase in quantity demanded, not just a movement along the curve due to price changes. The payment of interest on loan taken by government is dash. A. budget deficit, B. capital repayment, C. debt maturity, D. debt servicing, and E. public debt. The correct answer to the question is option D. debt servicing. Paying interest on a government loan is called debt servicing, which includes both interest payment and principal repayment on borrowed funds. The following are features of socialist economy. The following are features of socialist economy except dash. A. absence of economic rivalry. B. equity distribution of income. C. non-profit oriented. D. profit maximization. E. promotion of welfare. The following are features of socialist economy except dash. So what's the correct answer? Option D. profit maximization. You know that a socialist economy focuses on equity, welfare, and non-profit goals. So not on maximizing profit. Profit maximization is a feature of a capitalist economy, so not a socialist economy. The headquarters of West African Currency Board was in dash. The headquarters of West African Currency Board was in dash. A. Abuja, B. Accra, C. Berlin, D. London, E. Paris. The correct answer to the question is option D. London. The West African Currency Board, which issued currency for British West African colonies, had its headquarters in London, not in any African city. Issuance and control of currency in Nigeria is the function of dash bank. Issuance and control of currency in Nigeria is the function of dash bank. A. Central, B. Commercial, C. Development, D. Merchant, and E. Mortgage. The correct answer to the question is option A. Central Bank. As we all know, the Central Bank of Nigeria, popularly referred to as the CBN, is responsible for issuing and controlling the country's currency to ensure monetary stability. Which of the following is a factor influencing location of an industry? Which of the following is a factor influencing location of an industry? A. Distance to the market. B. Provision of unskilled labor. C. Proximity to source of raw materials. D. Shortage of social amenities. E. Unfavorable climate. The correct answer to the question is proximity to source of raw materials. So industries are often located near raw materials to reduce transportation costs and ensures a steady supply of input. Other options like shortages or unfavorable climate discourage location rather than influence it positively. When the coefficient of elasticity of demand is 0.4, demand is dash. When the coefficient of elasticity of demand is 0.4, demand is dash. A. Elastic. B. Inelastic. C. Perfectly elastic. D. Perfectly inelastic. And E. Unitary. The correct answer to this question is inelastic. Elasticity of demand measures responsiveness of quantity demanded to price changes. So when the coefficient is less than 1, that is 0.4 as the case may be, demand is said to be inelastic, meaning quantity demanded changes less than proportionately to price changes. When a change in price brings about a proportional change in quantity of commodity sold, when a change in price brings about a proportional change in the quantity of commodity sold, the supply is dash. A. Elastic. B. Fairly elastic. C. Inelastic. D. Perfectly elastic. And E. Unitary elastic. The correct answer to the question is unitary elastic. When a change in price leads to a proportional change in quantity supplied, the supply is said to be unitary, meaning elasticity coefficient is 1. Which of the following is a condition for price discrimination? Which of the following is a condition for price discrimination? A. Income of the consumers. B. Market segmentation. C. Price of the market. C. Size of the population. And D. Volume of production. The correct answer to this question is option B. Market segmentation. Price discrimination occurs when a seller charges different prices to different groups. This is possible only if the market can be segmented based on factors like age, location, or willingness to pay. The shaded portion in figure 3.2 represents dash. The shaded portion in figure 3.2 represents dash. A. Abnormal profit. B. Average cost. C. Gross profit. D. Marginal cost. E. Normal profit. The correct answer is abnormal profit. It shows excess of total revenue over total cost. You can see in the graph, when there is excess of total revenue over total cost, that means that the firm here experienced what is called abnormal profit. The following are the factors that determines national income of a country except dash. The following are the factors that determine national income of a country except dash. A. Aid from abroad. B. Improved infrastructure facilities. C. Natural resources. D. Political stability. E. Size of labor force. The correct answer to this question is aid from abroad. National income is determined by a country's productive capacity, including labor, resources, infrastructure, and political stability. Aid from abroad is a transfer payment and does not directly contribute to domestic production. The average standard of living of individuals in a country is determined by dash. The average standard of living of individuals in a country is determined by dash. A. Government expenditure. B. Income per head. C. Natural resources. D. Number of dependents. And E. Total production. The correct answer to the question is income per head. The average standard of living is measured by per capita income, which shows how much income is available on average to each individual in a country. Next question. If a firm earns an annual income of 60 million naira and spends 25 million naira on purchase of vehicles, calculate its average propensity to save. If a firm earns an average income of 60 million naira and spends 25 million naira on purchase of vehicles, calculate its average propensity to save, that is the APS. Now, the options: A 0.2, option B 0.3, option C 0.4, option 5 option D 0.5, and options E 0.6. The correct answer to this question is 0.6. You might be wondering, how do we arrive at 0.6? Now look at this. Let's look at this question. Here, the firm makes a total income of 60 million naira and spend 25 million out of 60 million, which means that the remaining amount is being saved. The formula to calculate the APS is savings over income. Savings over income. So how much did the firm save? That is, income minus expenditure is our savings. So income is 60 million, expenditure 25 million. So they end up saving 35 million. So we're going to insert this into the formula. Savings is 35 million and total income is 60 million. By this, we are going to get 0.583 when approximated to give us 0.6. So this means that the APS measures the portion of income saved. So in this question, it shows that the firm saved 60% of its income. So the correct answer is option E. When the total possible imports, when the total visible import of a country is more than the visible export, the economy will experience dash of trade. When the total visible import of a country is more than the visible export, the economy will experience dash of trade. A. Equilibrium balance. B. Favorable balance. C. Favorable terms. D. Unfavorable balance. And E. Unfavorable terms. The correct answer to this question is option D. Unfavorable balance. That is, we are told that the country total visible import of a country is more than the visible export. The country will experience what is called unfavorable balance of trade. But unfavorable balance of trade is when visible import exceeds visible export. The country is buying more than it is selling abroad, which will lead to an unfavorable balance of trade, that is, trade deficit. So import is greater than export. One of the benefits of international trade is dash. One of the benefits of international trade is dash. A. Creation of balance of payment deficit. B. Encouragement of dumping. C. Encouragement of exploitation. D. Promotion of economic development. E. Promotion of uneven distribution of income. The correct answer to the question is option D. Promotion of economic development. International trade promotes economic development by allowing countries to specialize, access larger markets, earn foreign exchange, and acquire goods and technologies that they cannot produce locally. The number of working age people who are able and willing to work in a country is called dash. The number of working age people who are able and willing to work in a country is called dash. A. Demand for labor. B. Efficiency of labor. C. Labor force. D. Labor market. And E. Supply of labor. The correct answer to the question is option C. Labor force. The labor force includes all working age people who are able and willing to work, whether employed or actively seeking employment. As long as people are of working age and are able and willing to work, they are classified as labor force. The improvement in human capital development can achieve through dash. The improvement in human capital development can be achieved through dash. A. Deliberate hike in fees and bills. B. Discouragement of further education. C. Increase in income taxes. D. Provision of better health services. And E. Provision of low quality houses. The correct answer to this question is option D. Provision of better health services. Human capital development is improved through better health, education, and skills training, which increase the productivity and well-being of the workforce. So the correct answer is option D. The Economic Community of West African States was founded in the year dash. The Economic Community of West African States was founded in the year dash. A. 1950, B. 1965, C. 1970, and D. 1975, and E. 1980. The correct answer to the question is option D. 1975. The Economic Community of West African States was established in 1975 to promote economic integration and cooperation among the West African countries. Which of the following countries is a member of Asian Tigers? Which of the following countries is a member of Asian Tigers? A. Iran, B. Japan, C. Pakistan, D. Philippines, and E. Taiwan. The correct answer to the question is option A. Taiwan. Asian Tigers include Taiwan, Singapore, South Korea, and Hong Kong. Which of the following is not a feature of a developing economy? Which of the following is not a feature of a developing economy? A. Dependence on agriculture. B. Dual economy. C. Low debt rates. D. Low per capita income. And E. Low saving and investment. The correct answer to the question is option C. Low debt rate. Developing economies like Nigeria typically have high debt rates due to poor health care and living conditions. So low debt rate is a characteristic of developed economies, not developing ones. Question 58. The typical or the type of planning targeted at a specific sector of national economy is dash planning. The type of planning targeted at a specific sector of national economy is dash planning. A. Comprehensive planning. B. Controlled planning. C. Financial planning. D. Partial planning. And E. Strategic planning. The correct answer to the question is option D. Partial planning. Partial planning focuses on specific sector of the economy rather than the entire national economy, unlike the comprehensive planning which covers all the sector in an economy. Question 59. Crude oil in Nigeria was first discovered in dash. This is a no question. Crude oil in Nigeria was first discovered in dash. A. Akoko, B. Brass, C. Igbokoda, D. Oloibiri, and E. Warri. The correct answer to the question is Oloibiri. Crude oil was first discovered in Nigeria in 1956 at Oloibiri in the Niger Delta region. I think the place is in present Bayelsa State, and that marks the beginning of commercial oil production in Nigeria. And the last question for this very section, question 60. One of the disadvantages of privatization is dash. One of the disadvantages of privatization is dash. A. Availability of improved products. B. Better choice by consumer. C. Emergence of innovation. D. Increased cost of products. And E. Promotion of efficiency. The correct answer to the question is option D. Increased cost of products. Privatization can lead to higher prices because private firms aim to maximize profits, unlike public enterprise that may provide the products at a subsidized rate. Thank you. That brings us to the end of part 2, where we treated NECO 2025 economic objective questions from 31 to 60. If this video has helped you, please share with your classmates, and subscribe to the channel for more NECO and WAEC revision videos. Also, let me know in the comment section if you would like explanations for theory questions, calculations, or particular topic that you want. Thank you for watching. Keep revising, and I wish you great success in your exams.